Hey friends, it's April. Just wanted to get on while I was sipping some tea and just talk about some stuff that God has been putting on my heart and have just kind of a little tea time with you. One of my favorite things, one of my friends that I've known for over 20 years now, is I would go to her house and she would make me the most delicious tea ever, and we would just sip tea and we would talk and we would pour out our hearts. So I thought, in memory of her, why not do that today? So sweet friend, if you're watching, love and miss you. And this is in memory of you and all the wonderful times that we sip tea. But God has been putting a lot of things on my heart, and sometimes I don't always take the time to sit and really reflect with them or have the time to share them in this crazy busy life we live. But one of them that he's been putting on my heart off and on for years now is the idea that even when we're broken beyond what we think we can endure, when we feel decimated beyond like anything, like, sometimes you can be broken and you're like, okay, I can kind of get past this. Like maybe it's, a piece of glass and a plate that's been broken, we can kind of glue it back together. Or if not, then maybe we can at least make a beautiful mosaic out of it. We have all of these different ways of thinking of brokenness. But oftentimes in our life, we think if something's broken, like if this cup here were to be broken or chipped, a lot of times in our mind, in our life, we just throw it away because it's no longer of use. And so we live out of that. And so sometimes as of late, I felt so broken, so crushed beyond what I thought I could endure that I'm like, I'm just useless now, God. Like, how are you going to use me now? And he gave me an apt word a couple weeks ago at church that just touched my heart, and I wanted to share it with you. And it was at the end of the sermon where I was like, okay, the sermon was great, but this end part was just like, it was like the cherry on top of the sundae, so to speak. And our pastor, he brought, to represent all the broken things, he brought this planter, just this clay planter, nothing special about it, but he took it and he hurled it to the ground. And it was laying there broken to 1,000 pieces, this thing that used to be of use, and now it was broken and shattered. And he said, like, someone out there feels just like this pot. And you feel like, how is your life ever going to be able to be put back together? And God has used a lot of pictures, like I said before, for me, of being broken, of the mosaic and of necklaces with beach glass and all the stuff. But I always thought, like, what about when you feel so broken, like you're just ashes on the wind, just dust? So him using those exact, basically those same words that I had thought of. And so the pastor, he didn't know what I was going through, but God used him to speak to me. And I hope he's going to use me to, and our pastor to speak to you, that even if you feel broken, friend, beyond what you think you can endure, and he didn't just break those things to have this broken pottery on the stage. He did it to show an amazing fact that I didn't know. I always wondered, like, when those things are broken, a lot of people just throw them away. He said an actual potter will take those broken things and those crushed things, and sometimes they will actually crush them, and then they will remake new plants, new potters, new everything out of these broken things that everyone else would just relegate to the trash heap, just throw it away because it's of no use. But even those tiny pieces that are like sand, those broken things that you think are beyond being used, God can use it. And today when I was just thinking about it and contemplating and praying over it, he reminded me of that verse that talks about, like, I make all things new. And so that just was like, wow. So even those old hard things, he uses those broken things and he makes it new, into a new planter, into a new pot. And that just brought hope and healing to my heart. And I wanted to pass it on to you, friend. If you're going through something that seems like you were just 1,000 shattered pieces, God still has great plans in store for you. Your time is not over. You don't need to just be going and throwing yourself away now. God isn't. He has promised to make all things new, my friend, and that includes you. I cannot wait to see what he is going to remake our lives, our stories, from these broken pieces into such beautiful, amazing things. We're going to shout out his praises. I can't wait, friend. Hold in there and hold on to him, the one that has you and has great plans. I love you. Hope you have a great day.